Got a lobster, you got a magnet. Lobster's a 10 out, don't you grab it. Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel to review. As you can see, we've got this blue microphone. Hopefully people can
Oh my god, I see
We're
you
back
again!
We're here again. Oh my god, this is amazing. We're here in person. We're having so much fun in our studio that is basically Greg's bedroom, but we've moved it back. We got a table, we got the microphone. We are having the best time in the world, and eventually if we keep on, you know, my super plan is if I can get 10k subs, then I'm going to apply to use the YouTube space in New York City, and then, I'm gonna have fun with it. We're gonna like make the world's shittiest talk show. That's just like
the shittiest.
It's gonna be awful. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna commission like a lobster magnet hat. I'll have a nice suit and tie on, and I'll have this lobster magnet hat from the girl who made the puppy dog hat.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
how are you gonna do that? I mean, it'd just be like a lobster on your head.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe lobster, and then like it'll either have like magnets in the back, or it'll have like its claws will be magnets.
Okay, I can see that.
That's what I'm gonna do if I get enough subs. We're gonna completely disgrace the YouTube space by just doing our shitty little talk show where we just sit around and talk about weeb crap. It'll be a lot of fun. But you know, in the meantime, this is our studio space. We gotta, you know, and we are here to talk about Berzerk chapter. I'm not 100% sure, but I will title it properly when I actually get around to doing this.
We don't have the crazy overlays.
Yeah. Like I said, we do things loose and sloppy here, which sounds really dirty. Almost as dirty as the vision of Casca's mental dream memory as she goes into...
Oh, dear. Yeah. There's a lot of, actually, dream symbology that I was reading up on everything that they experience in this chapter.
So going into it, what do you think the dream symbology is?
Okay, so... The first thing that they experience, they go into this forest filled with corpses and like a needly, prickly forest, right?
Okay.
The forest symbology in a dream represents a transitional period. And seeing corpses in your dreams says that it represents that you feel dead inside about something.
Okay, that's kind of like spot on.
And the needles that you see in the dream represent something phallic. So,
well, we get a lot of phallus. There's like penises up the wazoo. We get like
yes.
H.R. Giger penises everywhere.
Yes. Now, the thing about that, I think this scene, like once they are going through the forest, it's like Casca's, transitioning from her happy lives of like being a mercenary into, the most traumatic event that happened to her, which is, of course, being raped by Griffith.
Yes, and seeing all her friends slaughtered awfully.
Yes. And there's more to it than that. There's, the vines. I wanted to see if I can find the vines symbology.
Okay, well, this is still a very engaging chapter, and we get lots of huge penis monsters while Greg is searching for that. We get lots of ridiculous penises that are like just spraying shit, and then we also get like a wonderful like return of Lord Mazagus as the dream image of the stone comes in, and we crushes the penis monster.
I was also looking up symbology for that too. It's like this is very interesting stuff. When you look all this stuff up on dream interpretation sites, you can get a lot of information from this.
I'm not quite sure if there's anything. I think it was just an excuse to bring back our favorite crazed priest, repent guy. But I enjoyed this chapter a lot. But I was kind of like fuck you at the end, where it's like
the hiatus thing.
Oh my god, fuck you, Moira.
That was
fuck
the biggest disappointment ever. They didn't even get through this dream.
They didn't even get through the dream.
Do you remember the hiatus happened right, in the beginning of when they were starting?
They were starting to get in the dream, and then we get 3, 4, 5 chapters. And, another hiatus. Fuck you.
They didn't even get to resolve the dream yet.
Yeah, that's the worst part of it. It's the part we've been waiting years and years and years to see is just completely tossed out and gone.
Yeah. So I just read the vines in the dream represents. It says perhaps you're feeling trapped and searching to break free. Your emotions could be holding you back. Alternatively, vine symbolize a clinging relationship. So it's like Casca, I feel like, could be, in a sense, still clinging on to the relationship of Griffith in some way. But it's like a very toxic...
in the end, it was like kind of like Griffith was clinging on to her. Like, Griffith never really had any affection towards Casca.
That was like a brief moment,
the only
though.
reason why he, had any interest in Casca is because, Guts had her, and, like a little jealous child. He's like, no, she's mine. I'm going to fuck you, Guts.
But you have to admit, the sole reason why Casca, was motivated from the beginning was because of Griffith from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah. Casca really wanted Griffith. She wanted, that Griffith affection.
Griffith is a very important
but, Griffith was too good. Griffith wanted the princess because the princess was, his way of, ensuring his castle.
Yeah, but it's almost like Casca was, she viewed Griffith as, she was too, he was too big for her. He was, she was, a fan of his, basically. She's, fangirl over.
Yeah, she was a fangirl, and then his only attraction was when, Guts, took her, and then he just, fuck you, I'm gonna try and dry hump you with my decrepit form, is this sort of sad little thing, just because I'm pissed off at Guts. But now we're not gonna find anything about,
I just love how everything I looked up on dream interpretation does relate to everything that Casca experienced.
Yeah, I gotta admit that those are a lot more spot on than your other dream interpretations when we talked about other Berzerk chapters. And this was definitely a sumptuous chapter in terms of nightmarish art. Is things got much more hostile to Farnze and Shirke, and she's like, remember, this is gonna fuck us up. You die in the game, you die in the real world, you die in the dream.
Just like Sword Art Online.
Yeah, Sword Art Online or Freddy Dream Logic or any of that shit.
Freddy Dream Logic. Oh, right.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, good old Freddy Krueger.
Okay, yeah. Also, I did tell you that I looked up Farnze's dream interpretation symbols. The statue represents a symbol that you put on a pedestal. It's basically
she put her religion on the pedestal or something because that was her
or
thing.
that priest guy because it has the priest guy's face.
That's interesting. She did used to look up to him.
Yeah,
even when we saw how crazy and awful he was.
Exactly. She wanted to be like that because she was so fanatical as well, if you remember.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little interesting detail that they throw in as well.
It was definitely a good chapter, and the little fetish items pushing up the thing of Casca, but
when you say little fetish items, it sounds dirtier than
I know, but
sounds.
they're spiritual fetishes. People who are reading this know what I'm talking about. The
golems, the
root monster, all these items from her past travels, which is nice to see them come back in this astral spirit realm. But bad shit's gonna happen. My biggest fear is when they bring the corpse of Casca in the coffin that she's just gonna shatter again. Is we get the image of Femto, forcing himself upon her, and then Shirke and well, I wonder how much she knows though, because when we were watching the stupid anime, they had that flashback when she's going into Guts' mind, and I feel like she got some eclipse images there. And I guess that happened in the manga, so, but, they play it
But that's, it's probably really out of context for her, so she may not have associated that with, what she's going to experience here.
That is true. I'm just pissed that we're in this fucking bullshit. We've been waiting for this for so long, and now...
I don't want a hiatus again. I really don't.
Well, what are you doing, Kentaro? The stupid anime's over. It fucked shit up.
The art is really amazing. That must take a while to do.
Yeah, but it's not like he's dying like Togashi, and even Berzerk chapters come once a month. It's not like he's forced to do this once a week. When it is in serialization.
Everything in this manga is just so, it's so detailed. You could tell he puts so much work into this craft.
Well, that's why he's it's the strongest fantasy comic, and he's the strongest mangaka. A mangaka without peer, who cannot be, overridden by any lesser mangaka.
Exactly.
He's the mangaka king, Kentaro Miura. He is the strongest. But, it was definitely a good chapter, even if it was, like, basically a cock tease chapter with lots of cocks.
Actually, it was exactly that, wasn't it?
It was the ultimate cock tease.
Especially at the end, too. It was just another cock tease.
Oh, yeah, here's the giant ball.
Hiatus!
Yeah, I think he did, like, a hiatus when they first went to the dream world, and then they saw that same ball, and then we spent, like, 3-4 chapters of them getting to the fucking ball. And now, hiatus, fuck you! But hey, I guess we can go read the Grundenbeld. Do you see that announcement that Berzerk is like a light novel out now?
No, I didn't.
It was on the first fucking page of the stupid comic.
No, I thought they were just advertising the anime.
No, well, they were talking about
Which
how...
Which is probably a big mistake. They shouldn't advertise the anime.
In the first page...
Don't watch the anime.
I looked this up. It's really...
As sad as that is.
This is really interesting, so... Apparently, there's like this spin-off light novel.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to be clear. The 2017 and the 2016 anime, not the previous ones. Okay, just the 2016 and the 2017 anime. Yeah. We have to be perfectly clear. Those are the bad ones. The 2016 and the 2017.
Yeah. So, all right. So basically, there's like this spin-off light novel. Like the Fire Dragon something or another, and like this is like the exact perfect kind of spinoff I want. It's about Grundenbeld, that giant crystal dragon guy.
We haven't seen since that one battle.
Yeah. So basically, it's like a backstory on him, and to me, that's like the perfect material for a light novel. Like in the terms of like there's an interesting story there. You kind of want to know how he became an apostle, what was his life like, what kind of chivalrous knight what he was, and what ultimately led him to it. But obviously, we don't care enough to see that in the manga. That would be a waste of time. He's ultimately just a cool character with a side design. He's a side character with a really cool design, but he should not be the main focus.
Are there any drawings associated with it?
There might be. Like, the way light novels work is that, it's basically like a novella. It's like maybe 200 pages, and then they, like, put in fucking animu drawings, like, every, 30 pages or so. That's why it's called a light novel, because it's not like a real novel. It's a novel for babies with pictures.
Okay. I can see that.
I'm almost tempted. Like, I might track that down.
We should review that.
You want to review that if we can get our hands on it?
If it's possible, I would like to.
I'll look into it. There's this thing called Bookwalker where they actually sell light novels from Japan. They might have it there. You might be able to get it for $9. Okay. That would be interesting because I've always been curious about the world of light novels. It's not something I've really gotten into, but I know it's becoming a huge source for adapting animes, and basically they're written hey, let's we're too lazy to make manga, but we can write this shitty prose to make stories about animu fan service shit, and that's how Sword Online got its start. Sword Online is famously from a light novel series, and half the anime that come out in the seasons are all from fucking light novels. And light novels
I didn't know that.
Use lots of anime tropes, and they're very some of them are very self-aware. Others are harem fan service. We're oh my god, I'm anime guy, and I'm in this death tournament, and look at all these hot, sexy babes around me. But yeah, there's a shit ton of shit that's from light novels. So it's a world I'm very much interested in because it's become such a focal point for anime culture. The series Durararararara?
Vaguely.
You've probably seen it. It's just pretty pervasive.
You're probably butchering the pronunciation. But probably everyone butchers the pronunciation of that.
So, Baccano, you've seen Baccano, right? I haven't seen
That's the one with the train in the 1930s.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
1920s.
The Durarararara, which is the girl with the cat ears and the motorcycle.
I don't remember.
Everyone fucking cosplays as this girl. She's a really popular character. She's a Dullahan, Irish, Kelty, something. Anyway, the point is that Durarararara and Baccano both originated as light novels. They were both light novels that were later adapted.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's a big focal industry where, of course, you get a lot of animes from manga, or you get a lot of your animes from manga, but you're also getting this, secondary source where, a shit ton of, animes are being adapted from light novels. And, it's becoming a big source. And some could say maybe possibly problematic because, the light novels are very indulgent. They're, like, meant to be, like, otaku wank fantasies a lot of the times.
Like Sword Art Online?
Yeah, exactly like Sword Art Online. But, this Berzerk one I'm really curious about because I think it's, like, a really smart story. It's not going to fuck with the main continuity. And, like, it's the kind of thing I'd like to learn more about. But, like, obviously I don't want to see it in the main series.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a good spin-off thing.
Yeah, and that's, like, what really good spin-offs should do. They should, like, not conflict with it, but they should enhance it.
Exactly.
And, there should be...
You mentioned that with the My Hero spin-off.
But, eventually, I'm going to do something on the My Hero spin-off and talk about why I like it so much. Yeah. And why I think does a good job of, like, supplementing the main series without overtaking it. And how the two, like, work in tandem to complement each other. Versus, like, all the fucking Boruto shit, which is basically a huge fucking clusterfuck of bullshit.
Yeah. Boruto's just, like, it's fucked with its continuity so much. And it should have been I think it should have been restricted to one movie.
Well, eventually we're going to do a review on this. I finally made Greg watch the Boruto, the movie, and,
We'll get to it eventually.
We'll do it eventually. Obviously, that's old news, so it's not something I'm rushing to talk about, but I do think we could have a really engaging, interesting discussion about it. Given the fact that we bonded over Naruto and college and shit, and, it's been such, like, a big part. And in a way, it feels like the ultimate culmination and the end point that the series should have, as opposed to being like a dead cow that's being beaten and milked to death. Which I guess you could say is kind of like Berzerk is being milked. Well,
no.
Well, I mean, you could the anime,
The anime is just fucking lazy. Like, what are they milking? They're not milking anything because the series has been.
Well, you saw the Super Eye Patch Wolf though, where he talked about like how he felt like Berzerk fans were being fleeced. Didn't I show you that video?
They were being fleeced into
watching.
Yeah,
he's like, I drew this picture of Casca and Griffith on the napkin. It's better than nothing. I like that argument so much. But, like, I feel like there aren't enough Berzerk fans to, like, really milk it. We're, like, a really diehard lead. Like, when you see, like, a Berzerk cosplay at a con, you're like, oh my god! Somebody else likes Berzerk! It's like this hidden code of, like, true anime fans, just like people who've seen Otaku no Video.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I haven't seen any Berzerk cosplays in a long while.
They're there. You just haven't been to many cons. But, like, if you're going to, like, a younger con where it's, like, just a bunch of kids, like, fucking dressed up as Homestuck and, Kirito, then you're not going to get any. But if you go to a bigger con with, like, a more older audience, people in their late 20s, 30s, then, you're going to get more Berzerk shit.
All right, so what would you rate this chapter?
I'd say it's a good 8 out of 10. I think it was a solid piece. I'm still pissed about the hiatus, but still, like, brilliant and beautiful artwork.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an 8 as well.
There's a part of me that's
not much to complain about, but, I want to get... I want to move forward with the story, and it seems the hiatus is, like, slowing things down a bit.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy the psychosexual imagery, there is a bit of me that's pissed off in the sense. It's like... Yeah. Just get to the fucking thing. Get to the fireworks factory.
Yeah,
it's like
it does feel like it's dragging on a little bit at this point, a tiny bit. Yeah. I mean, they're getting closer. Just like, I feel like the hiatus is probably influencing my review a little bit.
Yeah. It's like the worst time to have a hiatus. It's like literally middle finger. But still, it was a good chapter. As we like guts, we must suffer in our lives as we fight against the flows of karma. Only we don't have a Skull Knight looking out for our backs, and we can get it. So, good chapter. We'll be back with Berzerk whenever Berzerk comes back at some point. Who knows? Someday.
Yeah, someday.
In
the future.
Alright, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and support us with this Amazon affiliate link that I'm going to link up there. It's going to be this awesome Guts figurine that's probably going to be really expensive. I'm going to find an expensive one, and I'm going to put it in post. So, go to the Amazon affiliate that's down below in the thing. Click on this Guts. There's going to be a really cool Guts thing.
How about, what are those statues? Those, like... Not Stonehenge statues, but like those Stonehead statues.
We're not. Oh, like the Easter Islands.
Easter Island statues, because we saw a little bit of that symbology.
No, I'm gonna go for like a guts. I mean, if you brought that up earlier, then maybe. But we're doing the guts thing. It's gonna be guts. Guts. Buy the guts thing. If you don't want guts thing, buy something else. Amazon affiliate link. Give me a little taste of that moolah. I like it.
Whichever direction you're gonna put.
Yeah, exactly. In post, Amazon moolah in the description. Buy the guts figurine. Yeah, as I start my shilling empire.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
You gotta love to be gone back yet. Love doesn't tell you don't you grab it.